Hello there, and today I'd like to talk about dry suits. How can a trash can or waste paper basket make your dry suit diving better? Let's have a look. Here's a dry suit, and here's a waste paper basket. See, we've made it better. Woohoo! Actually, all joking aside, there's a better way to make our dry suit diving better. Too many betters, sorry. We'll need some soapy water, a carbon fibre tank, a regulator, and a small waste paper basket. And if you're a side mount diver, you might want some snacks, a wax pencil. So the first thing to do is to turn the dry suit inside out. If we turn the dry suit inside out, and what we're actually going to do today is leak testing. So inside out is actually the same as in the water, because you'll see in a minute the pressure will come from this side of the suit to this side of the suit. If you haven't got dry gloves, you might need some plastic caps or something, and they're equally as good at plugging the wrist seals. But obviously this has got dry suit gloves on, so that will be the perfect way of doing this. So as I struggle with this, one thing to say about leaks is they don't often present how you would expect them. So if you've got wet feet, it probably isn't a leak in your feet. It's probably a leak somewhere else in the dry suit. When you stand up, gravity obviously means the water ends up in your feet. So it's not always as simple as where the water ends up telling you where the leak actually is in the dry suit. We've all heard the jokes about dry until immersed or the e-leak system, but the simple fact is that no dry suit is going to be dry forever. And in fact, when we talk about dry suits, it's a blatant lie. It's not like you see in the James Bond movies where you can jump out of your suit in a tuxedo and go to the ball. You know, all dry suits are going to be somewhat wet inside, even if they're not leaking, just from the sweat from your body. Imagine being in a plastic bag for 40 minutes, an hour, 5 hours. Of course there'd be condensate on the inside of the plastic bag, so exactly the same with your dry suit. If you're really motivated, you can turn the boots completely inside out, but obviously law of least effort comes into play here. If you've got a P-valve, you want to make sure that's closed so you don't get any leaking through that, unless of course you're worried that the P-valve's leaking and you're looking to leak test that. Alright, that's good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually put the legs on the floor, and then I'm going to pour this soapy water into the dry suit. Try not to spill this everywhere because it will mask any leaks that you might have in the system, which you'll see in a minute. Now I want to put my waste paper basket into the dry suit. You'll see that the waste paper basket has had an old inflator valve installed on the top. You can do that easily by drilling a hole of the right size, can't remember what it is off the top of my head, and then making a gasket out of a bit of old inner tube. So, got the waste paper bag inside, now we're going to zip up. So you want to zip up as far as you can from the outside because it's a little bit easier. Then you're going to do the old reach through. So all you Navy officers, don't get excited, it's not a reach around. And there we go. So the dry suit is now sealed. We can pull the waste paper basket out of the top. And then we're going to pump this full of there. If you're really squeaky, you can use helium. generally air will find the leaks. Obviously helium being a much smaller molecule, it will leak a bit more freely, but it's a little excessive for leak testing, if I'm honest, so I just use good old-fashioned air. Alright, and then you see I've put the rubber band on. That's to protect the seal from the Jubilee clip, hose clamp, whatever you want to call it. And obviously put that on like so. And then we need a screwdriver. Try not to stab yourself in the fingers. Try not to stab your neck seal either, because that's going to be leaky if you do. Right, good to go. It's quite good to have one of these picnic tables to do this. You want something nice and long so that the dry suit can fully expand. Quite surprising how much air it does take to inflate a dry suit.
A few moments later.
And we want to get a nice bit of overpressure in there so we can truly force all that water through any leaks that you may or may not have. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to move that water around the inside of the suit. And that's not actually a leak, that's just a drip of Aquashore from the last time I repaired it. Aha! There's our first leak and our second leak. So what we're going to do now is just get our side mount snack, our wax pencil, and we're just going to make a circle there, circle there, circle there, and circle there. Probably go up round all the way around on there just to make sure of that. Circle there, circle there, circle there. So I know that my left arm is leaking in this suit, so I'm going to pay particular attention down in this area. So let's get some water down in that area. There's the leak. That's the QB system that's leaking in this case. Alright, so that's how I leak test the Drysuit. I'll probably show you how to repair those leaks, the small ones here, but more or less just a little bit of Aquashore over those small leaks, and then we are going to be dry, which is awesome. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, woo, smash that like button. Thank you.